Hello, my lovely spectators. Dee Dee here. Welcome to my studio. So today, I have a ton of stuff on my desk. I know, on my studio. So, today I'm gonna be doing my version of the grungy tag challenge, which is what do you call it? Hosted by Lori of Piles of Paragraphs. She did this last year, so she had a grungy tag challenge in 2025, and she's doing it this year in 2026. So my thing is that it's a monthly, so you have an entire month to kind of like do the prompt. From what I see this year, her first video for this year 2026 came out on Wednesday the 7th. So my aim for me is to have my video for this challenge out on a Test Me Tuesday, the last one of the month. So the other component of this is that I'm going to actually do last year's challenges along with this year's challenges in a single video. I'm going to do the current challenge first and then the last year's challenge second, so you can watch both, hang around for the first. It's up to you. I'm hoping that they're not going to be super duper long because we're just doing a few tags. This is not a mass make in any means necessary. I know that Gail Augustinelli does it like a mass make. She does about 6 or so tags. I think Lori does a large tag and a small tag. And I'm planning to do a small, a regular size, and a large tag for each one. So I will be doing 3 for each of the challenges, so 6 in total. And yeah, so we're going to be doing corrugated, right, first, and then we're going to be doing labels second. And I have this typed up, and if you want a copy of this, I have it in my Ko-Fi. It's not endorsed by Lori by all means. It's just something I did for myself. So if anybody wants to play along, she didn't announce the prompts last year until her video. So I went back and I had seen all these and copied them down. But this year she did give us all the prompts in one go in her video. She just mentioned it. I don't recall her saying anything about having a list anywhere other than on her screen. So again, you can do with that as you would like. So the idea is grungy tag challenge. So of course there'll be some inking and all of that good stuff. So I have prepped a bunch of tags. I did it in a prior video. So I'm gonna pull those out, and I'm gonna take away all of the stuff off my desk. Now, the reason why is that I have a ton of labels in my binder, my handmade, flippy floppy of a folio, and I have a bunch of cuts of pieces and things that I might want to include as part of the decoration in here. So you'll be seeing me pull that. I also have a bunch of these. I know it says grungy, but it doesn't have to be grungy ugly. It could be grungy pretty. So I have some florals there. They are from, I forget where. And then I have a bunch of these different kind of labeled things that I have made and shown a couple other times. So I may be using that for the one from last year or even now. And then I have a nice piece of corrugated cardboard. So I did prep this by taking off one layer. I'm not too concerned about all the extra little bits here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out the cards. So just to let you guys see what I've done, right? So I have a video on how I cut apart all these cards off of 12 by 12 masterboards to kind of maximize. And being that there were masterboards, there was also possibility for some lifted, so we may be having some prep that has to be done. So I am going to be doing 3 sizes. The first size is a small tag, which is 4 inches by 2 inches. The next side is like, I guess, our standard size, which is 3 inches by 6 inches. So I have a bunch of those. And then the large size, which is 4 inches by 8 inches, if I remember right. Okay, so with the master boards, you have a little bit of rounded, building up, whatever. So most of them are on back of this tan craft colored paper, and then some of them are on the back of the backings of pads and stuff like that. So what I think I'm gonna do is I don't want to like overanalyze what I'm using. So I have a variety of different things, right? Some cookie, some map, some print, and then the same thing over here. I have a little bit of a variety here of some little fun things that I did way back in the beginning. These are all receipts of my first journeys into the thing. Remember, these are just backdrops, right? So what I'm gonna do is I need one for each of them. So I'm just gonna like randomly, without looking, that's one, that's two, okay? Then I'm gonna go to the medium or the regular size, okay? I don't want to take them right next to each other because they'll probably be very similar. And this is two, and then I will take one from up here, here, and then one from a little further there. Okay, so those will be my challenges for this month, the month of January, both 2025 and 2026. So we will do 2025, which is these. I'll put these over here. And let's see what we have for 2026. Now, 2026, the prompt is corrugated, which is why this is here. But again, you bring anything else into it that you would like to do. So we have a large tag, a medium tag, and a small tag. Okay, so we need to incorporate corrugated into this. So I first off will probably let's actually make them tags. So we're gonna do the cutting of the corners, right? And yeah, oh no, that's up here. This here and here, and then this one here and here. Okay, perfect. So now they are officially tags in my eyes. And we're going to do some inking while I do some thinking. So I know I want to use something dark. So I have my distressed pad here that has the 4 colors. And I'm going to go with ground espresso. So I'm just going to grab up some ink from there. Find some place to put this bad boy. And let's ink up the edges here. Okay, so nice and dark and grungy. I am aggressive in inking, and I am aggressive in coffee dyeing. I like to see the color. If I'm gonna be putting color, I want to see that color. This foamy is already falling apart. I feel like I already need a little more ink, especially for that big one. So we're gonna go grab that, and we're gonna do that. Yeah, I've always been like that. So like growing up and learning how to cook rice, you know, being Latina, in that I was born here but of Puerto Rican descent, you know, you learn how to cook. And you know, you got the white rice, and then you got the, you know, the yellow rice with all the goodies in it. And I was too lazy to be making white rice. If I was gonna go through the time and effort, it gotta have some goodies in it, some beans, some olives, some, you know, some good stuff. So I was happy when I learned that I could put corn inside the white rice, because I was like, yay, then we have something else in there. Okay, enough said. So okay, so this one is gonna be the one that's, I think, going to be maybe the easiest. It does need a little more to it. I'm probably gonna bring out a stencil. Let's tackle the little one, and let's just take a piece of corrugated cardboard off of here. You know, nothing special. Let's grab my little inker back. Let's actually ink up some of the elements, and even on the top to kind of address those highlights, make the highlights a little more visible. Okay, and then we can attach this as a layer. I should pop the hole. Okay, where is my hole punch? Is this, this is a little fun one. Let's just use it, why not? Yeah, it's just a little fun little, what do you call it? A flower shape, right? Yeah, okay, there we go. So we're going to use that. You know what? This is too small for that. This one is okay, but I think I'm going to do circle. So let's do that before I go any further, like the little details. I'm going to grab this one now because this one has both a hole punch and a slot. And I got this off of Amazon. I'll list it in my description below. So the hole doesn't get punched too far from the edge. It's pretty, and that's really not great. So I think I'm going to turn it into a slot. Not the best, but hey, it's, you know, it is what it is. Okay, I'm making a mess. I'm making a mess. Oh no, that looks horrible. You know, I'll fix that. That's my error. That's user error. This one, the slot, I like the slot for bigger tags. I could put a ribbon. I think I have it in the center. There we go. So this one does a slot. So let's just highlight that a little bit. So you know what I'm gonna do, because I went a little off here, is I'm going to take a tab, a whale tail tab. Let me just grab one right now. I don't know what color I'm gonna need. Let's I could do, you know what, let's leave the box over here before we start going crazy. All right, so I'm definitely gonna put this here, and now I need to add some other elements to make that pop. The same thing with this one. I need to add another piece. Now with this one, I had an idea to make it grungy but cutesy. So I want to kind of take off that much. Okay, so I'm gonna cut it a little better. And let's see here. This one, let's do something kind of like this. I'll clean that up in a minute. All right, so this is extra. Do we save this? Do we hoard this? We should not, because we get packages all the time. You know we do. You know that we do. So is this ever an immediate, oh my god, a corrugated cardboard emergency? So yes, guys, I'm tossing her in the trash. Okay, so with this one, I'm gonna just I'm gonna call that part of the finding my floor revelation, and I'm gonna cut this a little bit like that. So it's just a little swoopy. Let's go like this too. Okay, and just a little movement, just a little, you know, fun. Okay, and we're gonna work with that like that, and then with this one, I want it to be on the bottom. So I think I'm gonna take a pencil, got a little baby pencil, and I'm gonna just go across here and across there. So let me cut that out. I love the way it sounds when you cut corrugated. Ooh, there we go. Okay. Basura, yes, basura. Alright, I am gonna just ink up these guys here. Like we said, we want them grungy. We want them grungy. Okay. Okay, and this one. Yep, it's time for a new foam. As you can see, the debris that I'm causing over here. And I'm going to take this flat piece off from the back. And there we go. Okay. Oh, anyway. I know that's horrible. Like, where is it going? It's going on my shirt. All right, so we're gonna have this right here. That's gonna be there, and that's gonna be there. So we need some elements to incorporate in here. And so I'm going to go into what I was thinking about for the first one, which is to take some of these beautiful flowers and make this look like not a garden, well, a potted plant or something. Okay, yes, I fussy cut all of these. I'm amazed at myself for doing that. They're on regular paper, so that's going to be a little something in terms of, or maybe let's do this. The make-believe that these are, no, because I don't want to have to cut off the bottom. No. How about this here? Nope, they're not the same. Oh, decisions, peoples. What happens when you have too many things? Too many things to work with. It's not. You feel overwhelmed. Okay. How about this with a little bit of this over there? Okay. So we're gonna do that, and we're gonna add a little bit of some stuff to that. I'm gonna also take that little leaf that's there because it looks like the other ones. So that's gonna be on the big tag, and we're gonna put some labels and things here. So you know what I want to do? I want to do a little stenciling in the back. Nothing crazy. So I'm just grabbing this stencil, probably from Temu. I don't even know. And I'm gonna just take anything, see what I have. This is some forest moss. It's whatever's left on here. Just kind of get some little bit of other color on here. Okay, very light. I may want to also let's add something else. Let's see. What do we have here? Got a little bit of aged mahogany on this. Let's just see if we can get some color out of here. Nope, this one is completely dry. Oh well, let's just hit it with some of this. I'm gonna have to. I don't want to keep you guys waiting so long. Okay, so we got a little bit of that and some of that green. So it's just a little something so that it's not completely. Okay, I'm gonna bring this out a little bit because these tags are a bit, she is a bit big, so okay, and whatnot. So here we go. We are going to start with that one, and let's attach. We need my glue stick, of course. And we need, I guess, the glue page, but I mean, I use this as a glue area, so it doesn't really bother me. But I will say we do want to distress if we can, and get rid of some of this white, stark whiteness, because I don't know about you, but fussy cutting, I am not the best at it, and I try to follow the shape, but then I make up my own shape sometimes. And sometimes I get a little closer than other times, so yeah. Yes, and yes. Okay, so we're trying to knock off that white as best I can. And there we go. Okay. All right. And let's try to knock off some of this as well. So, okay. Yes, I'm putting it against my finger because I just can't get any closer. It is, like I said, printed on regular old printer paper. Woo! Stay there. Okay. So I've been trying a bunch of glues, and I saw this massive one, and I was like, I'm not too keen on it, but you gotta use what you have bought already. So let's see here. Okay, we're gonna glue this bad boy there. So again, you know what, maybe I will have Where is it? Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. Now you want to hide. You want to play hide and seek. Okay. No bueno. I'll take a piece of this. Just use a piece of this tissue paper that I used. Okay. Okay. So delicate. I'm trying to think about the direction that I have to go in so that I don't tear off something that I cut out. Okay, so that looks good. All right, and then we're gonna put her about here. Okay. Okay, there we go. Looking good. I don't want to mess her up, so I'm gonna press her down from behind. And we got our first little flower. And we're going to put that up here. Right here, here. I think in the corner. And I think this leaf coming out of it from underneath it. So let's do the leaf first. Let's see, can I just get the glue off of this thing? Yes, I can. We're going to approximate. Hopefully it's in the right spot, but oh no. I don't want to rub it down like that. Oh, this is proving to be a little more difficult than I thought. Okay, I'm just going to rub it on the glue stick. Okay, there we go. Okay. And then we're going to glue the back of this. Okay. And we're going to put that about here. And I would cut it off, but hey, why not just fold it over? But I did go past that little thing, so I'll just do that real quick. And then we'll add a little bit of inking there. So you got a little peekaboo moment in the back. Okay. All right. So then the next part is to attach this thing here. Okay. So I want it to kind of look like, you know, pot, whatever. But I think I'm going to use another type of glue for the bottom here because, you know, I don't want to waste, and I want a good something a little gloopy. So this is actually wood glue because a lot of people have been using it, and I've been trying my hand at, you know, seeing what is good, and it's pretty decent. It has that movement, you know. It's actually the Gorilla Glue, which I thought would be a lot more expensive than it was, but in comparison to like Fabri-Tac, which I do have that and stuff, it is kind of less. So we need a little something over here. So I'm gonna open up my Monster Ephemera book here and try to find a couple of things. So I have all my labels from different people in here, and you know what, we'll just grab a couple of things for now. We're gonna have to come back in here for other things. This will be like a base piece, I guess, over here. And oh, I lost one. I'll pick it up later. These are florals. I will put that just for some accent. We've got tickets. We've got some color. Let's add a little butterfly, and we'll just take a couple things out. And yeah. Okay. Dust coins. And why not? Right. Okay. And let's see here. So I want a number. Let's do the number 4 for my birth month. These I love, but these are too bright for what we're doing here. Okay, so the 35 came out. So let's finish off this bad boy with this little, make a little bit of a cluster, and we're gonna distress everything. So I don't think this video is going to be less than an hour, but you are going to get two different things happening. But again, that's up to you if you want to hang out. I don't know. I don't know how to do chapters, so I don't know if there's a way to kind of do that, but that's something I probably should have thought about before, you know, because then I could have mentioned it earlier. So if I'm gonna do this and this does wind up being something that's a little too long, then, you know. But again, I'm just doing this the first time and I'm gonna learn from this video. So I may prep a little bit more because I started to, you know, strategize on all of this not that long ago. So let's add some components here. Okay. And what do we think? I mean, it hides all of the corrugated, which kind of defeats the purpose. But I'm not mad at it, so I think I'm gonna just go with it. I do like these two together, so let's start attaching things together. Maybe I can make it a little more tight so we can see more of the corrugated paper. Okay, and the 4, I want to see the 4 that it is a 4, so we'll do that up here. Okay. Okay, and we want to put this here. Oh, we're going to cover that then. I don't know. See, I don't want to cover his face. I kind of feel like I need to put something else there. Maybe this needs to just be it. The little, let's see here. Okay, I could also put something like that. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Okay, so we'll leave this one out. And we'll just put this up to the date. So we know it's a label there. Okay, it's a little better. It's a little tighter. You can see a little bit more of the corrugated. And then we're going to call this bad boy done. So we've done the large. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm going to put it under my mat so that it can be pressed down to get that adhesion because the corrugated has those lumps and stuff like that. So now let's go to this one and let's just see if we can make like a little cluster here. Nothing too crazy, you know. And the clock came out and look, the 35 fell out. So I think he's joining this little cluster. And it could be simple as that. They will make themselves part of this little tiny tag. So sometimes the, you know, making clusters and tags don't have to be that dramatic in terms of stressing over it, right? So let's see, let's put this down. Okay, put it down here. So it's only going to be touching parts of that. So we're going to have to weight something on that. Let's see. I'm going to look at the time. What time is it? What time is it? This is the 12. So we're going to do that right there. Okay. If you have corrugated, another quick fix might be to get some foam tape to kind of put under anything that's hanging over there. You know, I don't think I put enough glue on this. I'm going to put it on the ridge. Okay, and then we're going to put that 35, let's say, right here. Right there. Yeah, we'll put it there. Here. Ugh, I usually am not like so indecisive, but hey, you know, I'm looking for something. Let's see. You know what? I'm going to put it here like I said initially. Okay, So there's our little tag, you know, a little simple something, numbers in the clock and a little bit of ledger on top of that corrugated. We're gonna put her underneath there too. And let's do our third and final tag here. Now with this one, I had a bunch of these buttons that I printed on paper, book paper. So these are all imageries of buttons. And I thought that that would be cute. I also have some numbers. So let me take out a couple of numbers. Let me get a number 2. Let's do it for my studio. Number 2. Where's the 2? There's no 2. I also printed out on book page some bunch of different random things. So of course now this time looking for a 2, it's no bueno. Oh no. Let's see here. Come on, I gotta have a 2 somewhere easy. Easy peasy. No, my dear. Here we go. So 2. Alright. I love green, so we'll take that. And let's take that, and let's take that. So we're gonna have a green and corrugated tag. Okay. So let's I think this needs to be trimmed a little bit of that, less of that. Okay. So again, let's get our ground espresso. What the hell is that? Things be falling. Oh, that's our glue. Almost. It's about 30 minutes in. I did talk for like maybe 10, not quite. So I'm gonna call almost half an hour to do 3 as not being a bad thing. So let's just get this bad boy done. Okay, so the buttons were printed out rather large, and I was like, I'm cool with that, which I could scale up and down. And the hole punch, because who wants to fussy cut a circle, was a 2.5-inch hole punch, so it didn't fit on there, and a 2 would cut too much, so I left it that way. See, this is what a 2 did. It kind of cut the outside. There was more of a decorative edge to this, but it's okay. You didn't know that, and you wouldn't have known that if I hadn't have told you, so it's all good. Okay, and then the 2s, the same thing. You know, I used a blade just to go up and down the whole entire page, so it's not exactly perfect, you know. And here we go. All right, here we go. So let's figure out the layering of this now. I think I'm gonna layer this guy here. I want to see some of the map. If I do that, I'll still see that, which is cool. I do want to add a button and a button here, right? And then the other button, maybe I don't use all the buttons, I don't know. And then the 72 needs to come together, right? Yeah, so, okay. So I don't want to lose this too much, so we're going to just build as we go. I don't, oh, they're my tissue paper, so I could not make so much of a mess. Let's put them kind of low down here. Okay, done and done, done and done. Do I want to add some of this button like this? Let's see. Yeah, why not? I'll do a little peekaboo on the other side with the button as well. So why not? For the big button, so I can use it since I brought it out of the pack of printed stuff. Okay. Alright. I don't want to lose too much of the map, but that's good. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. This is fine. I'll leave it like that. Somebody can write on it, no problem. If you're feeling like it's a little messy, yeah, why not just put something over it? Okay. Alright, so now I'm looking at the shape a little bit, and I feel like maybe this is a little too long because of the button. Let's see. Let's see, using this as a little bit of a... Yeah, I'm feeling better about that. Okay, so let's add. Okay, I have to do it on the high points because I ripped off the backing from this, so let's hope we can get it to stick down good. Okay, a little like that. I'm liking that. Let's get the 2 connected to the 7. Okay, 72. Cool, cool, cool. And then I wanted to put another button here. I want to put it there, covering that part. I could put it down here. I'll put the 72 like that. Or I had it like this before, right? Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. All right, let's glue that together. Okay, so we got those 2 the way I like them. Okay, and then now we're going to glue this to the back. All right, there we go. Now I need to put with this one, I'm gonna I'm gonna actually pull out the topper if I have something that will go with it. This one doesn't open. This one doesn't open either. No. So anytime I have a bunch of stuff that I can cut things out of, I try to do that so I don't waste and keep. I think I'm just going to use this because everything else is one-sided with numbers and a little, well, no, this one's, yeah, I'll do this one. Yeah, I'll do that one. Okay. Let's get rid of that. Let's get, so again, my aggressiveness is going to help, you know, colorize this. And now we're going to put this on here. All right, so there are my corrugated tags for this challenge for this year. Let's see if I can find some string or something to kind of help finalize this. No, okay. Let's see here. Got this. Let's put this through here. Okay. It's like the topper is overtaking the tag. Okay, there we go. That's number 2. Oh, what am I doing? And I need something for here. Do I have something in my little bag of tricks? It might be a little too light. Alright, okay. You know what? Let's get creative. Let's get creative. So I have this is like mulberry paper or whatever. So I think I want to try to put that through there. I think that would look cool. So we're just gonna cut it, you know, just tear it just like that. It's not a big deal. Let's get them through the hole. And then position it. Oh, sucks. It tore. It's, well, because it's paper. Duh. Right? It tore because it's paper. Okay, so you know what? Maybe I need to just have it as a little topper. It doesn't have to be too big. Right? I'm not mad at that. You know what? Why not? I'm just gonna stay with this. Okay. So there we go. Here are our corrugated tags for the grungy tag challenge for 2026. All right, there we go. Hold on, I'm gonna put you on pause. I'm gonna clean up a little bit and grab the other supplies so you don't have to sit me waiting me watch things. Okay, hold on, pause. Okay, so back. From the other stuff that I showed you, I'm gonna just take out. So these are just labels that I made off of, you know, thrift store finds. So maybe to add some movement texture to the back of these, some black because I like to add a little accent, some printed paper of like buggies and stuff because I found some of that, maybe to add a little layer in there. And I just pulled out from that book a bunch of stuff and just threw it there. And that's all I'm going to work with. That's it. I'm going to make these things work. So I've got postage stamps and I've got circles and tickets and numbers and labels. Okay, so first thing up, let us make this into tags. So we got one of the funky ones. That's cool. That's cool. I'm gonna see how this goes and how I feel about it. I haven't played with it yet. When I was cutting it up, I said, "Oh, I forgot about this. This was way back." Oh no! Oh no! This is every which way. I was like, "Oh no! I cut it upside down." So yeah. So we're gonna do that, and then I'm gonna grab my whole thingy because I just like to know where they are. You know what I'm saying? I like to know where they are. I'm do it there. I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna do it the same, and then that like that. Okay, so everything is punched. So now we can ink. I also grabbed a different stencil just to add a little bit of something to the situation. Okay. So we're probably gonna do these at the same time, meaning I'm gonna lay them out. That's kind of my modus operandus. Usually I lay out everything that's gonna be using the same. So the corrugated, I didn't do it that way. I'm not sure why I chose to do it the way that I did. Okay. If you see me make any other type of clustering situation, I usually lay everything on top of each other, how it's gonna more or less be, and then I wind up what's it called, going in and just gluing stuff together. I'm not too picky. I'm slightly picky, but not a whole bunch. Like, I'm not overly picky. All right, so we're gonna take a stencil. We're going to get some of this on here since we're gonna have that as a layer, right? Got that, and then up here, okay, nothing too fancy. This one I don't think it would work, and I'll just put a little bitty much right there. Okay, so we have a little bit of something in the background besides paper. Okay, now what I normally do is I will lay out the things that I'm going to be utilizing. So these are my bases. Okay, now do I want to incorporate some of this? Okay, let's take a look. I've got a bunch of circles, but of course that would be too big for here. I've got a bunch of circles that are like coins. So you're gonna just use just a little bit. I don't want you seeing my belly. I got some more button imagery to add, and I've got some more. Not some more. I got some tickets labels. They kind of, you know, coexist. These are little tag labels. They look like little tags of their own accord. So I have some of those, and then I have regular labels, and then I have botanical labels and stamp labels and these funky number labels. So I got a lot going on. So in all honesty, I really want to cover some of this, but I don't know if that paper is gonna serve the purpose that I want it to. But I think I'm gonna try it and call it, you know, part of the situation. The other thing I have is, like I said, I have these which add color to the situation. So let me start with putting some of these down, just at least one or two on each tag. So basically these are clear laser labels. I don't have a laser print. Well, I do, but it's only black and white. And so I took alcohol markers and just, you know, went like that, and some of them mixed together. I probably could have blended a little bit better. Okay. Oh, you want to give me a hard time when we're not on a time crunch per se. And then, you know, you get like this. It's almost like a boo-boo tape or a cello tape idea, right? I mean, you do have this structured edge. If that bothers you, then that might not be your journey. Okay, let's put some over here to cover some areas. So that's gonna be my first layer. And let's see here. Let's put a little piece over here. Okay. And nothing too straight, it doesn't matter. And on this one, let's see, I have other colors. I mean, not other colors, but like less bright, I think. More of a yellowy, tingy color. Oh no, I actually have these. So this is printing it out, a page of a book, like book page, a black book page kind of on it. So it'll add that little element of black. So let's do a couple of these here and there, just to add. Let's turn it around. Translucency, and then another piece up here. Okay, so that adds a little something to the background. I also have ones that are printed things. So I took, now my printer was also acting weird, but I printed out a bunch of images from off internet of other stamp sets and stuff on top of this. So yeah, I'm gonna cover that a little bit up there. I'm gonna do a little peekaboo into the back. Let's do that over here as well. Let's add, I mean, yeah, you see I'm not even really thinking about what it is, right? And so I'm good with that. I'm good. We have the word amusement on here, so I think it's befitting for this crazy wackadoo card. And then over here I have some that are like this. So I think I'm going to use some of these to add another layer of labels. So these are technically labels. It's like the first one that I can lift, you're the winner. Let's see here. Let's put one on this side. Why not? And let's do one peekaboo on the other side. For funsies. Let's grab another. This one has 3 pieces. Okay, let's do 2 here. And then one on the peekaboo on the other side. And let's do one more. See if I can get this one. There we go. And we'll do it half and half over here. And that on the other side. Okay, so that is all flat, smooth stuff that's not going anywhere. It's there and it's there. Okay. Now, I kind of feel like I want something up there. Let me go back up and get something else. Let's see, do I have something with a fun shape? Yeah, this one. Let's put you here. Okay. And a little peekaboo on the other side. And then I will cut off that little corner. There we go. Yeah, it feels better. Feels better. This one is definitely like more stuff, bigger things. So I think I'm gonna probably take a piece of that blue and put it here. This one doesn't seem like it needs all that much. So let's try to figure out what we want to put on some of these. Like this guy is a little too big. So let's see, do I have a smallish one? Let's see, the smallest one that I have is this. I think that'll go. That means I could put this one and possibly this one for the colors that are on there, and then we'll see if these are going to be able to be incorporated over there. This is my process, right? So then I look at other things we have. So we have some bugs. So I think because I know that I'm going to put that page back there, I may want to put that there. I think this would go with the colors over here. And then I have the butterfly. I have this, which is interesting. And I could put these guys over there. Okay, this is a little too big for here. I might incorporate that to add some green. That could possibly go over there. Let's see. Let's have, this is going to be a green on green on green. So let's have that button there. And we're going to put the numbers on this one that I collected up. And we have a couple of other numbers and labels. So let's add some black and white over here. And what is this? Another green button. We don't know. And is that a little too, it might be a little too big. How about this? Let's add a little color. I don't know what that is. Okay. And all right. So right now, let's tackle doing the first one because I'm going to have to cut some of that paper, but I think we can handle doing the first one. So we're going to need to quickly ink all the edges for that grunge effect. And then we'll do the layering and then one will be done. Okay. Okay, so here's another thing, like how important is it that you know where all of these items came from? Because honestly, it's a little bit much to have to kind of put everything in there as far as links. But if I know who they're from, is that sufficient enough for you guys to kind of play along and stuff? So I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. I mean, you know, if enough of you, like I have so many people, it's growing little by little, it's growing. But yeah, so let's see here. Let's put that there. And then let's do this one here. Okay, do I want it a little higher so I see the blue, everything behind it? And then do I want to put that weirdness? No. Put this there, possibly. Okay, and then I can put this one, yeah. All right, listen, like I said, I'm just going with the flow. So let's put the button down. I'll put the button down here. Okay, I don't want to have to cut it off, so I'll just push it into the side. Okay, we'll put this little green number over here. Okay. All right. Let's put the white and black one next. Okay. And we'll put that there. Okay. And then we will put this bad boy, I don't know. No, it has to go part of here. has to go. I'll put it, yeah, I'll put it there. Just making fun little ephemery pieces. Okay, so our first tag for labels is done. There we go. Let's put them to the side. Let's look at this one. So with this one, we're going to do the same thing. We need to grungify this bad boy here. And this one as well. A stamp, because why not put a stamp on it? These, I consider all of these labels. Like, they're not labels as I guess you would traditionally say they were labels, but I think I'm satisfying the challenge. I think I want to use this one. It just it caught my eye, so I was like, you are grungy and you are different. And I'm also gonna grab a coin for a little bit of circular happening, some roundness, and one more item. I feel it needs one more. Let's add another little circle. So there we go, and that little bit of white there. So okay. Let's go ahead and put these guys together. Do I want to do that? Sure. I'm like, it's so quiet when we're working. I don't know, being silly. So yeah, let's do that. Looks okay. Let's add the butterfly over here. Let's add the stamp and then the butterfly. Yeah, that's good. Let's do that. Telling you, I'm easy to please. I'm easy to please. Easy to please. Okay, so then we have this. So maybe we put that up here. I like that. And then we will do something with that last little button. Okay, so this guy will go up here, and then the little button, just cap that off right there. Sounds like a plan. Okay, and then we're going to oh no, glue. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Our second one is done and dusted. Okay. There we go. There we go. Okay. And the last one. So the last one, we actually wanted to, I wanted to take a piece of this. So I'm just going to rip a piece of this from here. Put the rest over there. I'm going to rip some of this off for a regular edge. And the bottom, because it's coming off white. Even though, and yes, I'm throwing the rest of the edges out. Even though that's like, how do you call it? It could have probably been taken away with this intensive inking that I do. Accept the inkage. Okay, Let's do some more little pieces real quick to layer up. Maybe we'll do 2 little clusters on this one because it's so long. Let's see if that's what we wind up doing. And I still have a bunch of pieces on the side here if I need to pull them out later. But this is the ones that I pulled out, so these are the ones I'm going to use. I feel like I need a little more ink. Okay, alright, so enough is okay. Alright, we're gonna put this bad boy here, there. No, in the center. I think it looks good in the center. We're going to glue stick it. So let's see here what we're gonna do. Let's take this and this. Let's put that up there. Let's take this. I want to keep that bug. And this. Kind of want to not hide her face. So maybe like that. We'll do the bug this way. My 50 cents can go up here, maybe. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do it like that. Okay, let's just roll with it, and then we have the numbers that I wanted to put on here. So, okay, we will do something like that. All right, see? So easy to please. Let's attach this guy to the bugs right here. Okay, like that. And then let's see, there we wanted to do it this way, right? Yeah, so maybe we should do it this way. Yeah. Okay, there we go. A little bug action there. We're gonna put the 4 here. Alright. Alright. It's not gonna be video too bad, I don't think. Long wise, hopefully. Okay. And then I think I'm gonna put the 2. Put the 2 here. And then we're going to kind of connect that to this guy. Alright, that sounds like it's a flowing. So we're going to put that there. I'm going to put this one here towards the edge. Okay, we're going to put this one on the other side. Let's see. see, a little bit down. Okay, not bad, not bad. Okay. I still wanted to put this here. So then maybe I need to put the one underneath it. No, the one has to go on top of it. Yep, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. All right, guys, we are practically done. A couple more little pieces. And we are finito with this one. This large tag, except for the toppers, which I can quickly go and see if I can grab something out. Okay. Alrighty. There we go. So this is my large one of the grungy tag challenge for the labels, which was the last year's challenge, right? But you know, why not play along both times, both of them? So here we have, right, a little dirt. Don't mind that so much. I didn't want it to bend, but that's okay. Gotta flatten it out. There's the large. Here's our middle, and here is our little tag. So now let's grab something to tie it up. Okay. All right. I have some of this, so I can't cut that one by hand. Let's just cut it in half. That might be way too much, but we shall see. Because this is a hole, let's just stick with the traditional piece of twine, maybe. Let's see. Yes, I have some green. I'm gonna put it in there. And for this bad boy, let's see what I have. We are not going to play with that mulberry paper again. Oh, I have some lace. A nice juxtaposition between what is there and what is going to be the topper. All right, so let's top these off and then we'll be done. So I hope that you enjoyed my process and my ramblings and my shenanigans, and that you will like, comment, and subscribe if you are new here. If you are not new here and you have been my buddy, then thank you so much for sticking with me and coming by. Please also feel free to comment, like, and share. And this was, you know, an adventure. So I'm trying to build up my channel, trying to be consistent, trying to bring you some planned content. I hope you are enjoying it. Anything else you would like to see, by all means, I love a good suggestion. I love a good prompt. I love a good challenge. That looks cute. And with this one, I feel like I almost want to put some down here. Would that be too much? I don't know. I kind of feel like I want to. Well, I'm going to cut it off. And why not? I'm not one to mince words in terms of, well, mince words, but in terms of like, how do you call it? With the crafting, I just go with the flow. So I'm not really, oh my goodness, can I do that? I'm not that kind of a crafter. And so we'll just take another piece of twine. Since I cut this down and I can't make a knot, I'll take another piece of twine right here, make a knot, a double knot for this topper. Okay, it's got some sparkle in it, but you know what? I'm not mad at that. And why not? Let us attach this to the bottom. I do have Fabri-Tac in a bottle. So let's just put some Fabri-Tac down there. Ooh, stringy. Stringy. Yes, I have all the glues because all the peoples that I watch use all the things. So don't want to get too sticky, so I'm gonna bring this over here and then put it down with the silicone, right? I don't know who first did this, but I've seen 2 other subscribers use this because we don't want to get our hands all funky. All right. Guys, I think this was a successful video. We got these from last year. I think they came out beautiful. And then we have this current year's corrugated. And there we go. So again, I was saying my goodbyes. I said it already, so I'm just gonna say until next time. Ciao, ciao. Bye.